Good morning YouTube and the internet. Today we're swapping out the fuel filter in the BA wagon. So it's a fairly simple job to do the fuel filter. You'll need a fuel filter and some spanners. You'll only need two. First thing you have to do is take off your, we'll get the car up nice and high. Now I use the ramps because I'm on a sloped driveway, otherwise I'd be using my trolley jacks and axle stands, but the ramps are perfectly safe. So we'll take our cover off. On the inside of the cover is a list of what the fuses are, and the one we want to remove is this fuel pump relay right here. So fuel pump. Pointy nose pliers do a good job of this, which I'll go get now. So here's our fuel pump relay. Pull it out, leave it right there, that'll be fine. Pliers can go there because the car's not going to run, but we are going to turn the key and try and start it. What that'll do is it'll relieve any residual pressure in the fuel line. There we go, so it's just burnt off all the fuel and no more fuel's come through, therefore there's no pressure in the line. So I didn't turn that off then, I started it, it ran for that quarter of a second under its own power and then obviously shut itself off when it ran out of fuel. So now we've got to get under it and pull the old filter out. Oh fuck! So here's our replacement fuel filter, Ryco Z373. It has the flow direction marked on it, so it goes like so. And obviously before pulling the old one out, you just give it a quick visual check. It's the same size, with the same fittings, so it's the right one. Now we just need to undo this one. Without this one, we want to put in rolling away. That one and that one are both 19mm. The fuel line, that one, 14 and 14. Now I can see that someone's done this before because there's a little bit of rounding on mostly the back one and a little bit on the front one. So well, that's been changed in the past. I like to have the peace of mind of knowing that I've done it myself. I know exactly how old it is. So I'll try not to knock the camera over this time. Oh you fuck! Okay, should be able to see pretty well there. Let's put a spanner on both sides and crack the line. Now you may get a little bit of fuel come out of this. It's not a biggie. Just let it drip out, or catch it if you feel you need to. This will help to get rid of the stains from the transmission oil I did last week. So that one in there. I'm going to go around one more because that's where it's been rounded. There we go. And by pulling these together, we're not putting any tension or stress on the fuel line. We're pulling them against each other. There we go. So catch your fuel if you need to, want to, if you're doing it somewhere that you don't want to spill it. Otherwise you can just let it run out, it's not going to run for too long. Although this is downhill, so this may just keep coming. Pull this out, just pull the line away. Yeah, that's a lot of fuel for an empty system. Pull the line away, pull the filter out. And that's done, and we definitely have fuel just draining from the tank or siphoning from the tank, so let's get that in straight away. Put the new filter back in, like so. We'll get it done up. And before it fills the filter up, let's start this one. So obviously it is just a little bit lower on this to the front of the car on these ramps. And just reverse the install. Make sure it also says out on the end, and I'm not going to show you because I don't want to put the camera out with fuel on my hands. Just do it up. I'm trying to knock the camera over. There we go, not too tight, just enough to stop the fuel coming out when it's under pressure. So, lefty loosey, righty tighty. There we go, and that's it. Apart from a small amount of spillage, it's as easy as that, which you can avoid if you lift the front of the car up a bit higher and don't have it downhill like I did. Now we'll just get a rag, clean the excess fuel off here and here. Now we've got this fuel filter in, we need to test it, make sure it's not going to leak. So to test the system, we just need to pressurise it. Grab our relay, put it back in. It can only go one way, it's that way. Easy as that. Turn our key on to ignition. That's on ignition, so that's priming. Should have primed the pump. Should be pressurised. Have a quick look. Can't see any fuel leaking, any new fuel leaking out of there. So now we'll just fire it up. Pop the cover back on because I'm not expecting to need to do anything in there again. Fire it up. Okay, fuel's up to the car. Have a quick look. So as long as you don't have any fuel leaking out of those two bolts, job's done. It's as easy as that. So if you want to take that job on your own, it's pretty simple. Couple of lines to undo, put the new one in. Just make sure you got the flow direction on the filter correct, and make sure you take the excess fuel pressure out, which I did, and also try and get the front of the car up higher than the back of the car. You can see the car must be slightly downhill, must be a bit of an optical illusion. The driveway is quite steep downhill, but no harm, no foul. A little bit of fuel on the ground is not going to kill anything. At least it's not going to kill anything on my concrete. So yeah, easy job, happy days, good luck. The last thing you want to do is, after you've run it for a few minutes, shut it off, let it rest for 10 minutes, and then just inspect again for leaks. If it's still not leaking, then it's not going to leak. So have a quick look. No fuel coming out there, so we're good to go. Hey guys, just in case anyone was wondering why I'm doing the Falcon vids at the moment and I haven't got any progress on the RB for the race car. I'm still waiting on the basically the hookup for the crankshafts to come back to Brisbane. He's out of town. So as soon as he's back, I'll drop some crankshafts off over there, and I'll be getting a second opinion on them. Until then, nothing really I can do. So it's just on the back burner for the next couple of weeks. I'll be putting up vids on the maintenance jobs on the BA. I've got to do them anyway, so it's as good a time as any to actually do it, because once the RB's underway again, I'm going to be spending my time on that. So it's a good opportunity to get the BA Falcon stuff out of the way for the maintenance. So when the Skyline's ready to race again, I know I can safely tow it, and I'm not going to break down somewhere.